While I was living in the house, amongst all my siblings, I'm the only one from my mother, while the four of them are from a different mom. While I was living in the house, I used to get treated unfairly. Like it was very, very visible, and even the workers in the house could see it. And one evening, he called me to his room that he wanted to speak to me. And
Okay.
after I went in, he was, standing behind the door. And then he locked the door and he said I should sit down. And I sat on his bed and he started speaking to me. He started telling me that he knows that I always feel bad because of how he treats me differently from my siblings. But he's only doing that because he loves me. And he wishes that fathers could marry their daughters, that he would have gotten married to me. And that was when he started.
I was one of those who somehow criticized VDM when he played half audio voice note of Pastor Chris' daughter. And after that, I didn't know that VDM was so matured enough to see if this same man can come to the senses, come to negotiation table, look for a means to amend whatever wrong he has done in the past. But instead, he went ahead to sponsor some persons in the name of legal team to drag the same VDM. As we speak, the whole table, it don't scatter. The full voice note of how Pastor Chris he kissed his 14 years old Peking, how he wanted to even do forceful entry, how that say Pastor Chris got this girl mama pregnant at the age of 15 when she was a member of choir in his church. Imagine a pastor, your own member, choir, you impregnate him. Now, if this same Pastor Chris can defend whatever accusation this Peking they leveled against him, are you also going to deny the fact that this girl mama was not at the age of 15 as at the time when you give her birth? Now, hear the full conversation and VDM reaction before I will not come back again to tell you that the biggest mistake so far made by Pastor Chris Okafor is to try as much as possible to do damage control by ordering VDM to go back and apologize to him and his church, as if maybe he's being sponsored by persons who are out there just to destroy his ministry, forgetting that now he laid the foundation that want to destroy that ministry today.
My name is Precious Chidera Okafor. The daughter of Prophet Dr. Chris Okafor. I used to live with him years ago and I left around 2020. Yes, I left around 2020 because things were about to get out of hand. While I was living in the house, amongst all my siblings, I'm the only one from my mother, while the four of them are from a different mom. While I was living in the house, I used to get treated unfairly. Like it was very, very visible, and even the workers in the house could see it. And one evening, he called me to his room that he wanted to speak to me. And
Okay.
after I went in, he was, standing behind the door. And then he locked the door and he said I should sit down. And I sat on his bed and he started speaking to me. He started telling me that he knows that I always feel bad because of how he treats me differently from my siblings. But he's only doing that because he loves me. And he wishes that fathers could marry their daughters, that he would have gotten married to me. And that was when he started to touch me, like touch me all over my body. And in that moment, I was sitting very still and frozen because I could not really understand what was going on. And that was how we continued. On different occasions, he would call me. Like another time, he called me and then he locked the door again and then he started trying to kiss me all over on my lips and all over my body. And it felt like I was quiet for a long time because for me, as at that time, I was somebody that was so desperately seeking the validation of my father. I was alone in the house. I didn't have any siblings of my own. So the fact that he was, talking to me, at least like for me, all I was thinking about at that time was, okay, if this is going to at least make my dad talk to me, if this is going to make him treat me equally and fairly, then okay. And there was a day I had a terrible dream. And as a man of God that he is, I went to meet him. So we would pray together. And that was the night that he almost penetrated me, but it didn't happen. I think he saw how scared I was and how I was sweaty and shaky on the bed. So he said I could leave, and I left. And that was when I was able to use a teacher's phone in school, and I decided to tell my mom about all that was going on. Then the next week or a few days after, she came to get me from the house, and that
Hmm.
was how I left.
How old were
And
you then?
um, I was about 14, 15 years old at that time.
Wow. So when you told your mom, what did she do about it?
She cried so much, and she was serving at that time. She was in a, I think she was in a northern state, so she had to come back, like she had to calm down. And mind you, I don't know if I should put this out there, but he also forcefully had his way with my mom when she was 15. That was how she was pregnant. That
You
was how
raped,
she got pregnant.
you raped your mom?
Yes,
You were born out of
yes,
rape?
yes, out of wedlock. Yes,
Wow.
when she was just 15, she used to attend this church, and she was in the choir. So that was how he knew her, and that was how he raped her.
So who pays your school fees? Like who pays your school fees, saw you through school?
Presently, everything has been my mom. For since I left his house, I haven't spoken to him. He hasn't reached out. He tried to reach out once. He called me one evening, but he wasn't saying anything. Basically, he was sounding so prideful and asking me why I also did not reach out to him. That the phone works both ways, and the conversation did not lead anywhere. It was just that one call in the whole of 5 years, and that happened in the beginning of this year. That was when he tried to call me.
Does your mom try to go to him and take money from him for your upkeep or for your school fees?
Never, never. The only time she did that was when I was still with her, before I fully moved in into my father's house. When I was with her, and she would go to meet him, that, oh, she wants to pay my school fees, she wants to do this for me. And she opened up to me last year that that the reason why she's so bitter towards my father is because he treated her like an object. Like all the times that she would come to the house to come and ask for school fees or ask for anything, he would try and try and try to have his way with her. Other times, I don't know. I don't want to say what I'm not sure of. I don't know if she agrees, because she never said that, but she told me every single time she would go to try and get my school fees, he's always, always, always trying to have his way with her, and he's always forceful about it.
So anytime she goes to ask him for your upkeep, he tries to sleep with her, and sometimes he tries to even rape her.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
And while living in the house, countless times, even as a child, I did not really understand it. But growing up, I saw how that rejection made me feel. There are countless times he would take I and my sister Marachi to go and run DNA tests. And even if he runs the test and he sees that we are his children, he still tells people and just like says it that we are not his children for some reason. And I don't really know what his reason is. Tells everybody that, I'm not his child.
Wow. How old are you now?
I'm 20.
Okay. Anyways, we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in
All
touch,
right.
okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, Barrister Masolopara, if you listen to this call that I had with this girl, now this call was on the 22nd of December at around 7:05 p.m. was when we had this call. Now, listen to it properly. What you are trying to use as a defense and as a damage control, the DNA test, that these are not his kids, he has been using it since against these kids. They have gone to do several DNA tests and he's their father, right? Now, I will ask you a question. Whether or not he's their father or not, let's leave that by the way. But how are you a pastor and a 14-year-old girl who is meant to be your daughter, whether not your daughter or not, but as a father, as an uncle, or whatever thing you be, or as a guardian, you carry her into your room and then you say you wish that father can marry daughters, and you start kissing and touching her. Not just that, you almost penetrated the 14-year-old according to her testimony. And as a pastor, and in the defense, you are saying that she's not your daughter. Let's say she's not your daughter. First of all, it's an abomination, 14-year-old child, as a pastor and a man of God that you call yourself.
and you climb on the altar. Now, you see, you have finally put yourself in the box, right? Your kids are available. You understand? Your kids are available. This case will be a very big case for the country, and people will learn. People will learn a lot. How these men of God take advantage of the vulnerable people, manipulate them, use them anyhow they like, you know. But your own, you had no limits. Now you say they are not your case. It's going to be a public case. So Barrister Master Okpara, be prepared. These keys will be made available. Do you understand? They'll be made available. Heavy security is going to be a public case. They'll use a public hospital. Cameras everywhere. The DNA test will be conducted on all of them. Your wife might be present. Do you understand? The mother of the kids is still very much alive. This one that made this confession now, do you understand? Is the other ones, the one where we say you do before. According to her, she said the mother even told her that you do forceful entry on the mama when she did 15 years old. And you won't do the same thing to the daughter when she did 14 years old. May God forgive all of you. But then again, the DNA test will be done. Since that's what you want to use as a defense and as a damage control. You all will learn. You all will learn the hard way. Don't play.
To those who so much believe in this Pastor Chris Okafor, is it not somehow embarrassing now that the same Precious who did this voice note is not the only mistake he might said he made by having child outside wedlock? Goes to show that he also have children from other mothers, despite he also married recently, and that of Doris Ogala that he was knacking for so many years. And at the end of the day, this man is coming out to tell the world. People just want to bring him down. Oga, you are the architect of your destiny. Whatever is working against you now, you are the person who laid the foundation. Because if you did not do whatever you have been accused of, I don't think your own blood will come out to say this against you. What did she intend to gain from this? I said it in one of my posts that the greatest mistake ever you have made is trying to join issue with VDN. We were having issue with Doris. Everybody were talking. I believe probably by next week, this matter would have died down without you responding to it. But for you to prove a point simply because you want to tell the world that you are intelligent and vibrant, you are God of men, you have every right to cajole anybody. Because you have so many followers that you have washed their feet. No matter the bad thing you do, they can never see it. As a result of that, you need to come out to prove a point that you have everything it takes to make sure that you win this battle. Now, how are you going to win this? You can go out there to fight any battle and be victorious. But by the time your house is the one fighting you, that would be a suicide mission. Because I think if this lady is truly the same Precious you once said is your daughter, or rather, DNA tests have confirmed she's no longer yours, but once lived in your house at the age of 14 or 15, you were trying to go to the other room with her, and you believe that whatever she's saying, she will not have that evidence to back it up. Have it at the back of your mind. We didn't create ourselves. God Almighty, who does these things, no matter how secretly done it is the one that searcheth all heart. Is the one that always give anybody a longer rope to draw and give you enough time for you to repent. But by the time you didn't do it, disgrace like this will always come. I believe this is just the beginning. Anyway, Pastor Chris, happy Christmas and New Year in advance. We are waiting for your next line of action so long as this case is concerned. Whatever you think, once again, share. Drop it in the comment section and follow the page. For the record, VDM is not the one dragging you. You are the one dragging VDM. You are the one dragging your children. And your children are willing to come out to testify the animal in you.